All right. I think we're going to be good to go. Let's just turn down the mic volume a little bit. And we should be good. Okay. All right. So let's get started. I'm Andrew Aversa. I am an e-commerce business owner. My company, Impact Soundworks, sells music software. And we've also sold some physical products in the past, mainly USB drives. But basically, we've been doing e-commerce for about 15 years. We're pretty successful. So today I'm going to be looking at other stores, ones that are going to be, let's say, a lot earlier on in their e-commerce journey. And we're going to see what things I think they could do better and what things are like low-hanging fruit to improve conversion rate, to get people checking out more, and ultimately increase sales and revenue. So I'm going to adjust. Let's do the live feed real quick. Just make this a little bit easier to see all of the content on this page. Okay. And I'll make myself a little bit smaller here as well. Okay. So actually, this is a great way on Reddit to figure out what people are really looking for help with their store. And I've given advice here on WooCommerce and eCommerce, both these subreddits. So we're going to look for feedback. So we're going to look at people basically asking for feedback from their store, and we're going to go through one by one and see what things could be done better, what things I would recommend, and how I'm looking at it as somebody that's built a 7-figure e-commerce business and supporting a whole staff. So here we go. Now, not all of this is going to be WooCommerce, which is more what I have personal experience with. Sometimes you can check here and check Shopify. Nope, it's WP Blocks. So most likely this is in fact a WooCommerce site. Okay, so Byline Cosmetics. We look at the top. First thing that I notice is this moving banner. So this is a little weird, a little distracting. I don't think you would necessarily want to do this on the very homepage, because unless somebody knows about the business, free shipping, limited time only. It's like I don't know what these products are yet, so I'm not concerned with that. And it's just my eyes are drawn to it when you probably want to be drawn more to the products. So the next thing I noticed, so it's nice that they get right into the products here, but the thing that I don't love is this text is very hard to read. It's very small. This lipstick trio, like I can't read that. And if I zoom in, I think it's the image itself or something that's used for the text. It's just hard to see. I also don't love how, I guess I see what they were going for. This looks cool, but I probably would rather see the product title at all times as opposed to having to scroll like eccentric on the box there. I see that is actually the product title. However, that could just be text on the box. I really have no way of knowing that. So it makes more sense, I think, to have the product text there at all times. Also, the product text should not just be baked into an image like it is here and here. That needs to be something that like a search engine could see, that a screen reader could see. So that's a little bit confusing. And it's something that it doesn't do well when you increase the size, because then the text gets a little bit grainy. So you want to have something that is readable there. Yeah, I'm going to move my picture to the left side so I'm not blocking the logo in the bottom right. Okay. But yeah, I mean, it looks cool otherwise. All right, Byline Originals, sure. I don't know what that is yet, but that's fine. And there's nothing else on the homepage. So I like that it's streamlined. Streamlined is good. However, it would be nice to know something else about this company. What is its goal? What are its values? Something else like these are cosmetics that are handcrafted. These are free of something that is bad. Something to say like, well, what, besides the fact that there's 3 products here and I have to click to learn more, getting some kind of company style information. Like we'll look at a few comparison examples. So on my site, of course, so we've got our latest release here, and it does tell me a little bit about what it is. And then I have right here, series. Okay, well, what are we doing? We have these kinds of product lines. We have these collections category. We scroll down, we learn more down here. So there's something telling us a little bit about what's going on, what kind of products to expect, a little bit about them, as opposed to nothing here. I don't know a lot about makeup, I'll be honest, but I'm curious if we were to look at another makeup site. Now, we know Rihanna is big, right? If she wanted to, she could probably just have like a big picture of her or something, and we would know who that is, or most people would. Even I know, even though I'm not familiar with her halftime show. But we can see it's like iconic look, great. And there's some text here, and it's telling us what to expect. So we have some idea of the products. And then at the bottom, even here, there's still an about us. There's something to tell us about what the company is. There's nothing here. I feel like you would use a design like this if you're so well known that it's like, of course, people know what to expect. I mean, this is kind of a stupid example, but do you see how there's some comparisons here? Like big black image in the background, product name, buy, and there's no information. It's Apple. They don't need to go into extensive detail about who they are and what they do. This company probably does. I don't like that you can't click on the image. That's a minor but actually kind of important usability thing, is that doesn't work. So that should allow us to explore. So let's check it out. So that's, the other thing. So these trust icons are good. Having little social things is good. These could probably be a little bit bigger. Let's look at the returns policy, because actually that's a trust factor. Guarantees, 14 days of delivery. Okay. So what I would probably do here is that this policy, first of all, the text, again, is small. The text should really be bigger here. But I would make it more clear first that the return policy is 14 days. I would say, like, we have a satisfaction guarantee or something like that. Well, in this case, it says it must not have been used. So you might want to say something like, you can return any unopened, unused product within 14 days of delivery, and maybe put that first, because this first line, unless you're Australian, like this doesn't really tell me anything. So you want to make it clear at a very quick glance that it's 14 days and it has to be unused. I will say this return policy seems a little bit hostile. It's for somebody to say, I can't even open the product or look at it. That would make me really pause and think, like, any signs of wear and tear, undamaged packaging, like that's. Let's look at, again, just an example here. If you're not totally obsessed, within 30 days of purchase, we'll process your return as soon as you receive it, and I don't see anything about a fee. I think if you're a new business, you can't afford to have a policy this strict. This is a lot. You need to be getting your organic customers and the people that are going to evangelize your product and your brand because you gave them such a good experience. And if nobody has heard of this brand and you don't have a customer base, saying that you can't even if you use our product and you don't like it, we're not going to refund you. That's like a big red signal, and I would definitely advise making this less harsh and then making it clear what that guarantee is. So yes, you might lose some money on unsatisfied people, but in theory, your return rate should be less than 5%. So I would really, really think about that. All right, let's go to a product page. Again, I'm not a makeup buyer, but nice big images is probably good. Okay, it's good. We see about the product. Again, I'm just going to reference Rihanna because this is like one of the only other brands that I know of that. When I go to the mall and walk around, like, okay, yeah. So it's the same kind of thing where you can see you got your big product images. So I think that's good. Things that are weird. Unless this is a requirement, this is just kind of like, this text probably doesn't need to be here. This what the weight is, or maybe put it in a specifications or something in details, like Like they don't even mention that on this site, the exact weight. So that doesn't seem necessary, and that's just pushing down other information. I don't know what zero. Oh, zero is for zero reviews, so just hide this. This just shouldn't be there. And you should probably also hide this block if there are no reviews for the same reason. That being said, you need to get reviews as soon as possible. Even if that means giving out free products to people, you need to have reviews. Again, it's like $79 for this. I don't know if that's reasonable or not. This is $16. I don't know for sure what the difference is between the products necessarily, but this kind of seems expensive. So if there's no reviews and I can't return it if I don't like it, it is a huge ask. Oh, hello, hi there. It's a huge ask to have people go through that and say, pay a premium and you can't return it. So I would say, even if you're not going to change the price, I don't know the economics of this particular product that you're selling, but I would say definitely get reviews first thing, almost without a doubt. And then this is, the text is fine. I'm just looking at just comparing this to another site. Formulation, this is good. I mean, this might be a good place to talk about allergens, or if you don't have them, then maybe mention that. Any other sort of benefits? It wasn't animal tested. You see, this says cruelty free. Oh, actually, look, there's the fill weight. Okay, so I see that information is present on the other site, but it doesn't need to be the first thing you see on the product. That's definitely should be down lower. And then let's look at the ingredient list. Okay, you got that. It's good. How to use. That looks good. It does look like, so see how this, as far as the how to use, they talk about be sure to work it in to reveal the exfoliating apricot seed scrubbers. Like it's a little less, it's a little more interesting the way they phrase the how to use. So you could say, instead of saying apply it, you could say apply the bullets flat base to layer your lips in like vivid whatever intensity. Use the pointed tip to contour and line the edges of your lips with our satin finish so you'll dazzle for the rest of the day. You can add a little bit more there for how to use, because this other site is doing it. So that's an opportunity. All right. Having the other products down here, I would say is not necessary. This is like, if people don't like this, they already have a fixed navigation at the top. So there's not really a reason to also have it here. It's just kind of like adding to the load time. Okay, let's add to cart. See what happens. Add it to bag. I might not have even noticed that happening. This would probably be a good opportunity to have a side cart on the right. Just customer experience wise, if I hit that button and I go check my phone and I'm like, oh wait, what? Huh? What happened? I'd have to look in the upper right to see that fired off. So you could do a pop-up cart, or you could do a side cart. So if I look at Iconic WP, I think they have a product for this. Pretty sure they have a cart. Oh, maybe not. I'll have to figure out. I just saw a plugin like this recently that looked really good. And yeah, ingredients in capital letters. I agree. That is less readable. If I look at, well, actually, I guess it's less readable here too. But the font on this site is more readable because the letters are wider. The letters are thinner, so it's just a little bit harder to read. All right, let's continue through the checkout experience and just see. I will say the load times are pretty good, so good job on that. Buy with GPay proceeds checkout. This is probably a good place if you support PayPal. You should have an express checkout to make life easier for people, as opposed to going through the full thing. So PayPal express checkout is definitely a good idea. There's really no reason not to do it. This looks like it's probably going to be the standard WooCommerce. Okay, so this is a couple of problems here right off the bat. Just something that. Okay, so first of all, having phone number be required is weird. Usually that's an option. What you could say is, optional, but like we'll text you order updates if you give us your phone number. But requiring it, I don't know many other sites that do that, so I would not necessarily do that. This is good. Create an account, and then payment wise, it's only Stripe, which is you're shooting yourself in the foot by doing that. You want to PayPal is just, there's so many people that would just prefer to use PayPal, so you should really just have that as an option. I would also say it's fair. Yeah, I'm just checking to see if the region doesn't change it. I would say that since it's not difficult to sign up for these things, putting like Afterpay or Klarna with products like $80 and up, that's I would do that. I would definitely do that. Having an Afterpay kind of thing. PayPal also has Pay in 4. So basically having more payment options. I mean, otherwise the checkout experience is pretty smooth. Other than requiring your phone and the cart not popping up or being on the right side with a side cart, that stuff was smooth, but there's definitely things to address. The other thing is just overall, I'm not a web designer necessarily, but the fonts are too small. These headings are too small. So that's worth noting. And I think a site, I think you probably have, let me just see. Other products are probably going to be the same thing, right? Same idea. Yeah, the product photography is really good, I think. It's very striking. Oh, what? This is weird. What is happening here? Why is this taking up the entire screen? What? Okay. Don't do this. There's just a lot of reasons I just would not do that. It's just weird. You don't even really need to have this at all, because this is just repeating what's... Well, okay, I guess contact is not in the main menu, so let's see what happens when we click on that. But like that is just a huge menu. You could have in the footer, you could have like the information about the company. This is just surprises me to see this. Like, why is this taking out the whole screen? Yeah, I agree actually with that, Thor Spark, that the fields that here are big. I mean, this is probably just unskinned, is my guess. But one way to do it. Now, granted, we're actually redoing our checkout at the moment, so I will take. I mean, it's not the perfect checkout at the moment because we're doing like CRO testing and stuff to improve this, and the cart page, we're doing a whole bunch of different tests. But what you can do is you can do something like this, where it's like the order and the payment is on the right, and then the fields are on the left, and you can just fill it out that way. And so this just helps people get to the checkout sooner, and they don't have to scroll down as far. So it's just a consideration. And you'll see like phone, we have this optional, and then we have like an SMS thing if people want to do it for SMS marketing. So yeah, I would say, what? Okay, I see. Okay, the logo disappeared because I scrolled up. Yeah, so basically, homepage needs some work. We need more information about the company. We need a better return policy. We need more trust for reviews. The product information looks good, but the product pages could definitely be fleshed out a little bit more as far as like, improved a little bit more. Like this data doesn't need to be at the top. The 0 reviews, which you can't even see the reviews text, that should probably not be there. And then definitely, since you're selling a premium product, you need some kind of user feedback. Even if you're going to give out some free copies and solicit reviews that way, something like that. So that's my thought. I mean, it's definitely design-wise, it's not the worst, and it is fast. But there's a lot of low-hanging fruit for improvement. The other thing I would say is have a mailing list. Even if it's very unlikely people are going to sign up, you could have a form at the bottom, like Gravity Forms, something like that. Well, it's probably not the best idea to do right now. Eventually, once you start getting some organic traffic and sales, at that point, it's worth doing a pop-up for collecting emails, which I know everybody hates them, but they actually really do work. If they didn't work, people wouldn't use them. So it's worth saying, like, 15% off your first order. I'm trying to think, like, if I open an incognito tab and I go to Magic Spoon or something. Do they do that? Yes, they do. Okay. So you can have something like this. And you could also... You could have something a little bit more personalized. Like you could say, what kind of makeup are you interested in? Like, intense, daily, or whatever. So you could let people customize, tell a little bit about themselves, in addition to getting like an opening discount. The mailing list is ultimately going to be your most practical thing. Oh, hey, what's going on? Hey, I didn't know that was you. Hi there. Yeah, thanks for joining. I was like, this guy knows what he's talking about. That's great. It's a Long Watch Studio, of course. Highly recommend them. And we just so you know, in fact, we're working on we're rotating our rewards at the moment, and then we have this campaign that we're doing. It's a win back flow. Actually, it's worthwhile information just to show how this is working. So this is our current revenue. This is the slowest start to the year. Typically, our January and February are very, very slow because we have huge sales in December, and then things start really falling off in January, February, and then they pick back up in March, and then usually it's above average every month after that. So January and February bring us down a little bit, but so this is low. See, it's saying like compared to the last 30 days, but it's like a seasonal thing. Just to show what we do at the moment with we're going to be launching this soon, this win-back series. So this is our email automation software that we're using. And basically, this is not fully live yet, but it will be live soon. So we have this graph that's saying if somebody placed an order and a certain amount of time passed and they have not placed any orders since then. So wait 200 days. Basically, after this wait period, we have filters on the rest of this to say, or actually, there should be a filter on that, and there isn't one. Okay, I'll have to fix that. But anyway, so we have, did somebody place one order before? Did they place two? Or did they place three? And they get slightly different copy in emails. It's like 3, they're a VIP. So they get different copy. They get something like, thank you for being a VIP customer. We hope that that you like our stuff, pretty much. And because we haven't seen you for a while, here's some information that you might have missed about our recent releases. And then we've got some like reviews that we have. This is stuff people wrote about our products more recently. So that's all good. And then just an invitation to shop. And later on in this sequence, so somebody hasn't bought anything lately. We are doing an A/B test at the moment where we're going to split this out. And we have half of them are going to get a 20% discount coupon that's basically just saying, can we get you back if we give you this? And then the other one is a loyalty point offer. So these are people that have already purchased from us, so they know that they get loyalty points. So here's like, how would you like 200 more? Very simple. And you just click, you get your reward points. That's what this is, the page reward thing that we were debugging. So that's what I'm doing here. It's just like the lowest effort way for them to just get free points. And then spotlighting some products. And some of these products you can actually get with the loyalty points for free. So anyway, that's something, when you use email marketing and you have a list, you can start doing things like this, which is why that's like my first advice to anybody doing an e-commerce store. Even if you have 5 customers, you need to have some kind of email list because there's so much you can do. I mean, this is just one flow that we have. Another flow, just as an example, is let's say post-purchase. So this one is very long. So you would never start this if you've just started a website, but once you get a bigger catalog and you can look at customer order data, for example, we have cross sells here. So like if a few days pass and let's say they bought this product, Tokyo Scoring Drum Kits, if they have not purchased Tokyo Scoring Strings, which they might be interested in, let's give them an upsell that says, hey, you can actually cross-grade to this other product and we're going to give you $100 off. In this case, this is a very high ticket item and we just introduced this, so it hasn't gotten any results yet. As you can see, it's just one delivery and one person was skipped, because if they were skipped, that means they already purchased it. But if we go down here, we've got like save on the full Shreddage 3 collection. This is a much higher like open and click rate. It's this perfect amp sim for your Shreddage instrument. This is like an accessory that's kind of comparable to accessories. So this is the real power of email automation. There's so much you can do with it. So we have depending on the product they purchase, that goes through different kind of like cross sells and upsells. Generally speaking, everybody just gets one. And then we have one that is a big performer, which you'll be interested in, which is you've earned reward points. So this is a fantastic automation. And this one basically just tells people, hey, did you know that you got rewards? And so go ahead and look at your rewards, and you can see maybe you've earned something. If I do view my points, it's like, hey, look at that. I have 400 points, and I can get this stuff. That's nice. So, wait, where did Klaviyo go? Did I close the tab? Okay, I don't know what happened to that tab. But anyway, yeah, so having automations like that makes people feel valued. You might get more sales from it, but you're kind of nurturing the relationship. And the fact that it gets such a high open rate and click rate is just a very good sign. So, okay. Ooh, another one. I love looking at this stuff because I try to help people. I'm going to reach out to each of these people as well and just say, hey, I looked at your site live, and if you want to talk about it more. So let's look at this. Clothing store with funny minimalist shirts and hoodies. 1 to 2 minutes per page. Not bad. Scrolling through shirts and no sales, even when they spend 5 minutes. Okay. All right. So, like the other site we looked at, this is... Okay, here we go. Yep, there's the mailing list. This text is a little bit hard to read. No thanks, but... free shipping for orders over $55. It's a little high. It's like my immediate thought is like, oh, well, I don't... $55, is that a lot? Is that like 2 things? Is that 4 things? So I like how fast it loaded. The images here, that's great. So far, I like this. Shirts that say what you think, kind of. This is cute. I already have a good idea of the brand voice and what to expect. We got collections. One sec. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Okay. Collections, parents, professions. Okay. Okay, it took me a second. So the collections, it's like these are more like, yeah, these are like themes of the shirt. Okay, I get it. This text could probably be bigger then. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe put it above the image. Possibly. I don't know. I'd A/B test that. I'd CRO test that. So having okay, so check this out. So the featured design at the bottom here, this, I almost wonder if it would be better to highlight specific products above the collections, because if I haven't seen any of this before, and I see this shirt and I'm like, I want that, and I load the page and now it's like, wait, where is that? It's this one. Okay, so you're adding a few extra clicks here. If you don't have any sales yet, it might make sense to put the things that have the best margin that you think are going to be the best sellers and feature those before the collections. But this is a really easy one to A/B test and just see what people click on more and what kind of drives better engagement. Yeah, I'm not happy with Beaver Builder myself. It's something we're going to try to move away from it on our site. We've already stripped it off the homepage, and we're going to kind of go through. It doesn't scale is the thing. It adds a lot of DOM elements. I'm testing WP Bakery for some people that I'm working with, and I think that one has better performance. Yeah, so that's the thing. This top banner, you can't click on these. It's like, I want that shirt. You need to have something where if you're going to show featured products, which I think is a good idea, make this clickable. At the very least, make the whole banner clickable to take me to one of these, probably. But yeah, having to go through a few clicks. Now, granted, this is still pretty good design. Like I think that's a little nitpicky, but I do think that having featured designs up higher would be a good idea. Okay, so the reviews here, if you don't have any sales or you have very few sales, having the social proof higher is probably a good idea. You might want to have this like above so let's say you put featured designs above collections. You might put the reviews above that. You could also A/B test that, but like, Having a name next to each of these, like I might think to myself, this could be faked. So put like a name like Andrew A, John S, Mary B. You probably have something to indicate who said it. Just a little bit of extra trust there. This banner at the bottom is cool. This is cool. I like the brand voice. I like this. This started as a joke, but now it's a business, kind of. I like that. Trust signs. Social media, again, most people aren't going to look at social media necessarily right away. I'm going to check out the refund policy. Design-wise, you need some padding here at the bottom. It's a minor nitpick. Don't offer cash refunds. Once again, no refunds, and you have to pay the cost for exchanges. I really think you need to have a generous return or refund policy to start with. And then once you have some traffic and word of mouth and you see that the returns are becoming a problem, at that point, think about adjusting the policy. But when you start off with like kind of a customer hostile policy, your priority needs to be getting an audience and getting sales. If you're in a point where you get 10 sales and 8 of them are refunds, there's like that's a giant red flag that should be addressed later. But chances are it's going to be more like, 50 sales and 1 refund or 100 sales and 1 refund, which is why eating that is probably going to be better. Eating the cost of the shipping or the exchange or whatever is probably going to be better. That's just my point of view on it. Take it for what it's worth. So, well, yeah, so here's an example just on the topic of WP Bakery. So there's a site that there's a colleague of mine. This is his site, and I'm actually working on it on the email marketing side. And they use WP Bakery. And I think their performance was, I have to double check, but I thought their performance was pretty good as far as how fast it seemed like it loaded. Like, considering the amount of imagery on it, it seemed pretty good. Pretty snappy. So that's WP Bakery. So I guess it depends on how much you're doing with it, but I'm checking on GT metrics as well. Sometimes GT metrics is a little deceiving because it can feel fast. Like that didn't feel like it took 4.2 seconds. That felt like it loaded almost instantly. So I'm not totally sure why it's so bad, but as far as a lot of the size here, okay, this is just image optimization. So this is not really related to the theme necessarily. And like font hosting, lazy loading some of this stuff, maybe. Like the wish list premium assets. So there's things also where if you defer certain elements of the page, then like, let me just go back to the site for a second. If I go back to the homepage. So there's a wish list button in the upper right. But aside from that, it doesn't seem to me that you would need the wish list assets on the homepage to have this download time. Hey, Ryan, how's it going? I'm good. We're just talking e-commerce and web optimization and fun stuff like that. This is a site using WP Bakery. I was just referencing it for a second to see the performance, and it does seem like it has good performance. So these issues don't seem as related to WP Bakery to me. Whereas, unfortunately, my site at the moment, because we're trying to get, well, we redid the homepage, but I think even our navigation and footer still uses Beaver Builder in it, even though we replaced the main stuff with Gutenberg blocks. So, well, we'll pull that out. I'll come back to it. I'm like got a little off track. So going back to this e-commerce site, the homepage, decent, but probably just reorder some of the stuff and make these shirts at the beginning clickable. And the next thing is better return policy. Okay, so let's actually look at the product page and see where we get. Shipping and checkout, you got shop pay, affirm, color, size, quantity, all looks good. Pricing seems good. I don't buy a lot of t-shirts, but let me just look at this is just a t-shirt company that I happen to know. This is way more expensive. It's probably higher quality, but it's also more expensive. So yeah, I mean, $20 seems reasonable. The white on white is tough. That product photography, you might need to like impose that on some kind of gray background because it's almost invisible. This stuff, the heirloom combined and ring spun cotton, I would potentially put care instructions on this. Let's actually go back to Fangamer for a second, because that's something I care about. Is like, what can I just throw this in with everything else? And do they have that on this site? No, they don't. Well, okay, fair enough. Again, personally, I would like to see that information. Let's look at a different one. So we don't want to compare to like The Gap or Forever 21 or just like a generic clothing site, because these are more like designs, and you're not just looking for a shirt. You're looking for a shirt that has something funny, or that represents your personality, or something like that. Interesting. It's weird that they don't have care instructions. Yeah, I would definitely. It would not hurt to just say, throw it in the wash. No special instructions if that's the case. I don't know. All right, wait. Red flag, confusing. Free shipping on orders above $70. Free shipping above $55. That's confusing. That should probably be addressed. It's probably a little bit more of a typo. The overall design is generic, but it works. Like, I don't think they're necessarily losing sales because of that. That's the kind of thing that like I would want to see improved. You would probably want to put the customer reviews up. Take this out because you already have something at the top of the page for free shipping, and you could also mention that in somewhere up higher. But take this out, get the reviews higher, because if you're trying to convince people, having those reviews is going to make sense. Share seems unnecessary, maybe for now, until you have more customers. Shipping and returns, but you didn't put the return policy here, so I would do that, even if you link to it. And again, I would revise that policy. Let's keep going. I'm curious to see what let's see. I mean, this flow is all like, it's fine. It's Shopify, so it's going to be simple enough. Yeah, this is like basically any other Shopify thing. I am curious what the shipping is. So if I put in, I'll just put in my address. I should say business. Oh, no, I can't do it. Let's get the secret code. I was going to say I'll put in my business address. Well, maybe I'll do like, here, let's do, I really want to see the shipping, because I have this suspicion that people are being scared off by the shipping and the return policy. That's like my instinct, is that it's not good. So I'd be curious to know what the margins are, because the goal at the outset, you're not going to go from selling nothing to selling, oh, this is cool at the top, only blank away from free shipping. You're not going to go from 0 sales to enough money to like quit your day job or, go to a part-time job. So what makes more sense to me is to focus on getting those sales, even if it means a lower margin. So if eating the shipping, we're reducing that free shipping threshold to like $30, being more generous with the return policy, doing those things is worth it, because you need the word of mouth, and you need the reviews, and you need the customers that you can eventually like market again to. So that's my thought process for that. And if you can do that, I would expect that if you're getting people that are engaged, something is chasing them away. It could be that. I don't know if it is for sure, but that's my hunch. Okay, just like the rest of it, pretty simple. Okay. Curious what other people on Reddit said. Plain text and black and white shirts looks like junk. I mean, I didn't think it looked like junk. I think it, to me, is not that different. Like, I remember buying shirts like this when I was younger. I mean, it's not, I don't necessarily think that's the problem. If people are visiting every day and browsing, if he's being truthful with that, then I don't think it's the product itself. It's probably everything around it. I would say they're probably going to bounce sooner. The typical Shopify store, it's interesting. Here, this says block rate of trending items. Yeah, this is what I was talking about, like have featured stuff at the top. It's interesting that nobody's mentioning the return policy or anything. Oh man, it said, do you have any adds to cart? I would like that data. Interesting. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm definitely curious to know what the behavior is, if anybody is adding to the cart or not. But I would, if I were him, I would do the featured products up front, better return policy, cheaper shipping, so that if somebody gets a chuckle out of it, that there's minimal friction to actually buying the shirt. Okay, let's look at a few other ones. Go back to WooCommerce for a second. Let's see, feedback. We're looking for like advice on my site kind of stuff. User feedback. Let's look for critique, for any threads. Nope. It's been kind of dead lately. All right, let's look on eCommerce then. Feedback on my store. All right, check that one out. Well, somebody said one of the few websites I like that I see posted here. All right, then. Well, let's see if we agree. Okay, it's a jewelry store. Whoa. Big, giant banner. Typical, okay, 10%. Per insight in our brand. This, I would maybe put a little bit more effort into this. Like, who is this? I don't know the brand yet. What is the insight going to give me? What are you about? You could put like personal touch and like style advice from our experts. Something that's a little bit more of a benefit. Insight in our brand is not a benefit, I don't think. Huge image, not clickable. So if you're going to have stuff rotating here, then I should be able to click on this. Also, it's such a big image. Like, this might look better on mobile. I would maybe make this text a little bit smaller and make it not baked into the image if possible. Again, for screen readers and just because it will render better, like it's a little bit fuzzy. And it's so big. It's just a really big image. Like, it should not be that big. That's my instinct, because I have to scroll down almost halfway through the page before I can see anything to actually buy. So it's like, well, reduce the friction. The fact that most of these items are on sale maybe feels disingenuous. Like, you could make the classic technique is you have multiple things and you want to drive traffic to certain items. So you have maybe a couple offers that are not so enticing, and then you have like one that's really enticing. So if you have a good idea of what somebody wants, let's say it's the 3mm rope chain silver, make that the one on sale, put it in the center, and then put the gold rope chain and like the 6mm chain or whatever the case is, and make those not on sale. So that it's like you're driving people to the product you want them to buy, and you're making it seem like a better deal. But just my thoughts on that. So this looks nice. It's like a little generic as far as the brand, because it's like, I mean, anybody could kind of say this. I'd be interested to know who you are. Who is this started by? If the stuff is handmade, is there something interesting about the product itself? Like, the materials, who made it, who's running the business? Is there a story about you? Like, is this a single mom? Is this somebody that had always had a dream to, like drip out everybody? Something to give me a little insight into who this is, because my thought, and this is something that seems to be kind of reflected by how brands are talking now, is that people like kind of engagement first of all, it's very clear that this is not for like people in their 60s. A lot of people in the upper generations, like late Gen X or boomers, they're buying jewelry for different reasons. Like the little old ladies that are going in to buy diamonds and things and pearls is completely different than this audience. And so my thought is that you want to be as human as possible. And when you're speaking with your customers, acting like a big brand when you are not one may come across as inauthentic, or it might not. I mean, 69 reviews. Hey, if you're doing really well, that's great. But I think it couldn't hurt to be a little bit more human with who you are running the business. And again, down here, like insight in our brand, it's a little weird, but this is cool. The pictures are cool, like Instagram. Of course, they don't link anywhere, but I like this. Vision, like maybe put this here. We aspire to keep you motivated, improve your trip, like that. I mean, put that up higher. What's the refund policy? Okay. I mean, this is a little bit better because it doesn't look like you have to pay for the return. 14 days, must be in the same condition. Unworn or unused, like it's not necessarily realistic. I think you could probably just say the same condition. But yeah, that's good. Good job. Customer friendly. All right, let's look at the product page. Got our sizes here. It's good. Delivery estimate. That's good. It's pretty fast. I'm actually amazed that you could ship it that quickly to me tomorrow. I hope that's true. All right. Description, all good. Is there anything else you can say about the product somewhere? Like a sentence or two maybe above the size information? Or is the thought that it speaks for itself? I don't shop for a lot of jewelry, so I don't know. Maybe people just do not care at all. But is there something about the design, why you picked it? Anything about the gold itself? Like, if there's something interesting to make the product feel like more than just a product, might not be a bad idea to just have like a couple sentences at the top. This is great. Size guide. I really like this, and it matches your brand. Guarantee. Very positive. This is great. I think that's really good. Repair, replace every product. It's good. And then you got the returns. Yeah, this is good. This is trust building. Good job on that. I think it's great. And I'm going to guess the checkout process is going to be pretty smooth. Okay, look at that. Side cart. Perfect. That's how you do it. One more to get a free gift. For real? Free tennis ring? Good. This is good stuff because you're not distracting people from this product choice. This is a common mistake. Like, you don't want to confuse them with another product that's like the same, like another necklace, but having a ring to go with it. Now we're talking. That's good. Let's go check out. Look at that. You got the Express. I was mentioning that on another site, that having Express checkout is a good idea. If you could have that Express checkout, if possible, from the cart itself, so you don't even have to go to this page. These little touches, where to ship your drip, that's good. That's good. This image is a little bit cut off, but it's minor. Don't worry about it. Continue to free shipping. I like that. Overall, this is a pretty solid site. This is pretty solid. Free shipping on all orders. Like, this is giving people compelling offers. I really think there's just a couple small things, like having everything on sale is a little inauthentic. So maybe drive people to the higher value stuff. This opening image is like enormous. So that's a little weird. And then maybe personalizing the products a little bit more. And then this text is a little bit generic maybe. But other than that, I mean, good job. Good job. I like it. Let's see. Dog health supply store. Dropship store. This is rough. See, some of the things, it's like, it's going to be... This is a little bit more interesting to me. Started a gaming energy drink. Because anybody can do dropshipping. But this is like, he actually put some time into some kind of product design. So that's interesting. So we'll take a look. This will probably be the last one for today, but let's see. Hypercarry, good name. Logo's a little bit hard to read. Just a little bit. Free shipping, dismiss. Can you make the dismiss text like right aligned or something? Because free shipping dismiss is, I don't know, it's minor, but. Book Valorant coaching. What is that like? Huh. Okay. I don't know what the story is with that. Is the purpose of this to sell coaching? Because if it is, having a bright large button as one of the first things you see is fine, but if you're trying to get people to buy the product, it's a little weird. I don't know. That feels like something you could put somewhere else, or maybe not have a giant button for it. Maybe Hypercarry Energy is actually the giant button, possibly. The homepage and the product page are exactly the same, which is actually fine. Oh, wait a second. Okay, I'm sorry. I see what's going on here. So the site is for Valorant coaching, but then there's also a product page specific to this. Okay. Well, I would still think about whether that makes sense or not. I don't know. It's, to me, if somebody links me to this because they think I would want an energy drink, or I'm looking for an energy drink, that might throw me a little bit. Maybe you could just make a site that has the same exact design and that changes the navigation. The capitalization here is kind of weird. Finally, capital T, capital E, D, but then these two are lowercase. So that always throws me a little bit. And there's also stuff like cherry flavor. Why is cherry and flavored capitalized? Making you, comma, a better gamer. This is like kind of basic grammatical stuff, in my opinion. That might be sending somebody an unconscious signal that this is not a professional. This is not a legit product. If it's like you're getting that stuff wrong. I don't mean to be harsh about that because everybody makes typos, but I would just make sure that your copy is like written 100% properly. Cherry flavored would be like dash, cherry dash flavored maybe, and then lowercase c and f. I don't know what this is. I would have to Google that. Okay, so I Googled it, and there's some other supplements. Okay, I don't know much about that, but what I would say is it says certified formula with this. Okay, so is it that there's just this ingredient and it tastes like cherry? I don't know. I would add like one more word here, like with the supplement. Ashwagandha. I don't know. It strikes me as a little confusing. I had to Google that because I don't know what it is. And it doesn't mean anything to me because I don't know what it is. And it doesn't, my thought is that it probably wouldn't mean something to a lot of other people because I actually do look into, I get like caffeine and tea supplements, and I have a whole bottle of them right here. So it'd be, yeah, well, okay, right. So if you already know about it, I guess it's fine. But if there's like one or two more words to describe it. Fast and free worldwide delivery, great certified formula. Okay. Refund policy. Okay, you have to have this stuff, right? This is all good. This is good. Oh, there's caffeine in it, right? Like, could put that up higher. I don't know. Reviews. I don't know. Do you have to have the ingredients and benefits as high on the page? This would be a good thing to A/B test. If you could, like, maybe having the reviews would be better higher on the page. Oh, okay. It just took a second for the page to load. Why you need hypercarry. There's like an ad for it here. That's cool. That is cool. Again, with the caps, it's kind of weird. There's no return policy. So it's a ding for that. Is there a guarantee? Is there a return policy? There might be. I don't see it anywhere on that top of the page. So let's go down here. FAQ stuff, that's fine. And there's nothing even at the bottom of the page. So what's going to happen when I go through this? Where's my cart? Oh, it was blocked. This is maybe not the best place for the cart because the free shipping thing blocked it. There we go. Okay, let's view cart. We'll go through. This looks good. It's really interesting. It's like a coaching site and energy drink. Like I don't know what to think about that. Okay, there's nothing about the return policy or refund or guarantee. That's maybe a problem. The visuals of the site are great. I have very few things to say about the design of the site. One top like this is good, right? What this comma here? This should probably be. Well, I guess it depends on your region, right? Oh, it's the Netherlands. Okay, that's how you type it. Got it. I would want to know what the exact shipping time is. Like, where is it shipping from? Because it says fast, but like, is it DHL? Is it like airmail? And I need to know if you have any guarantees. So I'm gonna just go. I know it's not the exact same kind of product, but I buy food products like that get advertised on Facebook. This is one of them. So if I go to the Soylent site and I go to peanut butter chocolate chip, so this all, just for what it's worth, this packs more information higher up on the page than this. I mean, having their trust is good, but like this thing, does this mean anything? Compared to what are do calories matter? Does the amount of caffeine matter? Maybe more. Would it be better to put the reviews with the stars like at the top if you have thousands of people using it? If you can say how many reviews or put a star rating at the top so I don't have to scroll down as far. So that's more of like a layout thing, the information that you want to prioritize. I want to see like, got the reviews here. So FAQ on Soylent. Admittedly, actually, I seem to remember they must have changed where they leave that information. So actually, I have the same issue with this site, which is that it's not clear what the refund and exact shipping policy is. Although, because I've shopped here before, I know how the shipping works, so they make that clear as you go through checkout. But it's you want to send, again, if you don't have the sales, you want to send the strong trust signals sooner rather than later. And I'm a little concerned, and I actually would be just as concerned here. Like, there's no guarantee or anything. What am I thinking of? Maybe I'm thinking of Magic Spoon again. One of these sites definitely had a guarantee of some. There we go. All right, yeah, happiness guaranteed. And I've seen this in ads for Magic Spoon too. So if you can say something like that, and if you're willing to follow through on it, refund policy, again, they have one on this site. Like, you want to have that. And it says, if you're not completely in love, they have a small design issue there too. We'll refund your first case within 6 months of order date. Like, that's incredible. And Magic Spoon is really good. So I would never refund anything from them. They're super good. But so that does jump out at me. And actually it jumped out with me with Soylent also, I guess, even though I buy Soylent. But like, if the point is to prove it to people that don't already know about it, then I would do that. And then if there is, so you've got the email thing at the bottom, exclusive discounts, promotions, and notifications. Maybe if there were, clearly this is made for esports. People are into that. You got Valorant right there. So can you say, instead of just discounts and promotions, I like discounts. I don't know if I like promotions. It's like, I can sign up for this and I can get promotions in my email. That doesn't sound appealing. And notifications also doesn't sound appealing. Could you say exclusive discounts, new flavors when they come out? So you could say exclusive discounts, new flavors, and like tips to level up your Valorant gameplay. Or esports tips or like esports Valorant mindset stuff. Something like you can, if you're a coach, which it seems like you are, the person running this site, you have valuable things to offer, and you're trying to get people on the mailing list and make that appealing. Make it, give people more of a reason than saying promotions and notifications. That part is not appealing. Somebody might still sign up anyway. Like if I came onto this site and I knew I was going to buy this, sure, I would sign up for a discount. But also just the price cut here, it seems excessive too. So, and the fact that this says like 1 tub, 43 servings for $20, maybe the better approach is to just have the price at $20 or have it at, let's say, $25 and have a more easy to get discount. So when it's such a big percent off, it's like a little bit of a red flag when it's so far discounted. That's my 2 cents about it. Yeah, but it's, I must say the concept of it, the look, the benefits seem really good. So I feel like you're in good shape there. And it's really it's kind of some of the copy stuff, the return refund, the sale, whether you can put some of this key information that people would want higher along with like how much caffeine. That's a lot of caffeine. Like that might be worth putting up higher. And also taurine, isn't that something people like? Like I like taurine in my stuff. So that's worth noting. And then just the fact that this is part of another site. Can you change that button? Maybe, I don't know. It's a little weird. And then also this thing. You can always go back and watch what I said. But all right, well, that wraps it up. Looked at a few websites. There's some e-commerce thoughts. If you like this kind of analysis and you want to see more, you'd like me to take a look at your website, you can go ahead and subscribe. You can leave a comment on this video. You can email me, admin@andrewversa.com. I'm working on more advice and strategies and tips from my own experience as well. So, yeah,